Welcome to my bold and beautiful today's show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Steffy's emotional plea to Liam Carter's promise to Hope. Steffy Forrester will cry out to Liam Spencer, according to the bold and the beautiful, while Carter Walton makes a promise to Hope Logan. Carter has been putting in a lot of effort at Brooke Logan's house to persuade Hope that they belong together. Hope was already moved back in Carter's direction by Liam's recent motivational speech, but Carter has been making his own pitch. Now that Hope is more willing to listen and move past her anger, does that mean she's also willing to wipe the slate clean? Carter and Hope could enter a new chapter together if she'll just give him the yes he's waiting for. Naturally, Hope might put off making a decision for a while longer. Hope might express a willingness to try fixing things between them, even if she doesn't officially reunite with Carter just yet. May B&B spoilers indicate that Carter worked hard to win Hope over. Hope may receive a promise from Carter that he will do whatever it takes to demonstrate himself and strengthen their relationship. Steffy will make an emotional plea to Liam at the Cliff House. Although Liam has been adamant about keeping his secret from Hope, Steffy will try to change his mind. There are certainly some good reasons for Liam to come clean to Hope about his inoperable brain mass. Steffy will remind Liam of how much Hope loves him, and she'll think Hope needs to know about his condition for Beth Spencer's sake, too. But Liam might tell Steffy that he just can't bring himself to tell Hope or anyone else that he's dying right now. Will Steffy simply decide that it is in Steffy's best interest to blab, or will Liam ask Steffy to tell Hope for him? Either way, Steffy will visit Brooke's place during the week of May 5th to 9th and prepare to give Hope updates on Liam's grim prognosis. Although Steffy will wish she could make more positive predictions about the path ahead for Liam, she can only give Hope devastating news instead. Steffy and Hope, according to the bold and the beautiful, will unite in subsequent episodes, so stick with the CBS soap. Steffy begs Liam to tell the truth. When Hope paid a visit to Steffy's Cliff House with her ex, they had a great conversation. Hope was berated by Liam for not listening to Carter and showing grace. He told her that life is too precious to waste on anger, and forgiveness helps heal the soul. Hope took all of that sound advice. He did not, however, elaborate on the sudden shift in his life philosophy. Hope is prepared to forgive Carter now, but she is unaware that the man to whom she devoted so much of her life is currently passing away. Steffy comprehends Liam's hesitation to discuss his incurable brain tumor with Hope. He just wanted to have a normal conversation without thinking about or talking about death. That doesn't mean she has to like his reasoning. Steffy pleads with Liam. Steffy has made the decision to put her differences with Hope aside for the time being because Liam is much more important than their rivalry for the rest of their lives. Steffy's perspective on life has changed now that she knows Liam is dying, and she is ready to make amends with Hope. However, she needs Hope to know the truth about Liam first. Steffy begs Liam to talk to Hope, and this time, be completely honest with her. After all, they were married for years, and he is the father of his other daughter, he claims to love so much. Even though he barely sees Beth, he is currently living with Kelly. Steffy tries her best, but she can't seem to get through to Liam, no matter what she says or why. Is he still in a state of denial himself, and knows that if others were aware of his condition, then he would have to face it, or just wants as many normal days as he can get without people looking down on him? Either way, Steffy might have to take matters into her own hands soon. She might even have to tell someone other than Hope. Steffy shares life-changing hope as Daphne practically throws Carter. Liam's diagnosis and a Forrester fashion show put a hold on Finn's reunion with his cousin and daughter. Now, Luna is back to pestering Finn to be her daddy. I know what a great guy you are, and you wouldn't turn your back on your own kid, Luna tells Finn the following week. Katie confronted Daphne last week and accused her of manipulating her niece and Carter's emotions. Daphne admitted, unintentionally, that she had fallen for Carter during the exchange. Daphne tells Carter, move on from Hope, in the next section. Take a new look at the woman standing in front of you. Will her scent entice him once more? Steffy pushed her ex to tell Hope about Liam's diagnosis as Finn gave him pills to keep him around as long as possible. He refused, wanting as few people as possible to know how long he had left. in the belief that she would require someone to care for her after he left. He even pushed Hope to give Carter another chance. Steffy meets her on-and-off nemesis the following week, so it seems that keeping such a big secret eats at her. Steffy is asked by Hope, "What do you want to talk about?" "It's about Liam," cries Steffy. Hope, panicking, asks, "What? What about Liam?" Steffy weeps. How will Hope's relationship with Carter be affected by the truth? Steffy Forrester's emotional plea to Liam Spencer signals a turning point not only in their long, turbulent history, but in the fragile web of relationships interlacing the Logan, Spencer, and Forrester families, one that has long been frayed by betrayal, secrets, and loss. Steffy is confronted with a moral quandary that tests every fiber of her loyalty, compassion, and maturity following Liam's decision to withhold the devastating truth about his inoperable brain mass from Hope. Long gone is the competitive, impulsive Steffy who once viewed Hope Logan as her enemy. In her place stands a woman who understands the stakes have risen beyond rivalry. This is life and death, and her plea is not for herself, no even entirely for Liam, but for the woman who once shared his heart and still shares his daughter. Steffy begs Liam to reconsider, to stop shielding people from pain and instead let them in so they can share the burden of the truth as her voice cracks and her eyes well up with tears.
He thinks of Beth, of the years Hope gave up for love, and of the trust they all built, even though that trust was broken and rebuilt 100 times. But Liam pushes back because he is haunted by his own mortality. He cannot bring himself to say the words, "Not yet." "I'm dying" is a sentence too final, too irreversible, and once spoken, he fears it will suck the remaining normalcy from his life. In a tragic twist of irony, he yearns to spend his final months in peace while his silence sows deeper chaos. Steffy, torn between respecting his autonomy and doing right by Hope, Kelly, and Beth, begins to realize that protecting Liam's secret is a heavier burden than she can bear. Steffy is aware that she may be forced to tell Hope herself in the silence between them, where her tears speak more clearly than her words. However, another storm breaks out at Brooke's house, though it is quieter, less obvious, and not any less emotional. Carter Walton, ever the gentleman wrapped in steel resolve, is stepping into a more assertive version of himself, one ready to fight for the woman he loves despite the baggage they share. Despite misalignment, misunderstanding, and the shadow of an unfulfilled romance, his love for Hope has never wavered. Carter isn't pleading for a fairy tale at this point. Rather, he is offering stability, sincerity, and the kind of love that doesn't ignite quickly but lasts. Hope listens attentively, still reeling from the emotional baggage of her breakup with Thomas and the haziness surrounding Liam's recent advice. She remembers Liam's words, that life is too short to be wasted on anger, that forgiveness is the only path to true healing, but she doesn't yet understand the full weight behind them. She can't, because Liam never told her that he's dying. And therein lies the cruel tragedy. Every step Hope takes toward Carter, every inch she opens her heart again, is partly due to a man who's pushing her in that direction not out of detachment but from a secret sacrificial love. Liam wants her to be cared for, protected, cherished in a way he won't be able to guarantee for much longer. He is aware that Carter has more to offer than he does now. And so Carter makes his promise, not in haste or desperation, but in quiet assurance. He promises to show up, rebuild, and strengthen their relationship beyond all recognition. But even as he offers Hope a future, he unknowingly does so atop a foundation built on a truth she has yet to face. Steffy confronts that truth at the Cliff House, her conscience weighed down by Liam's refusal to confess. Every time she looks into his eyes, she sees the man who once promised her forever, the father of her daughter, the man who gave her one of the greatest gifts of her life. But now, he's slipping through her fingers, one day at a time, and clinging to a denial that serves no one. She pleads once more, this time with less patience and urgency. She tells him that Beth has the right to say goodbye, that Hope deserves the chance to love him through the end, not just remember him after he's gone. But Liam shuts down, his fear cloaked in stoicism, his vulnerability masked by rationalizations. He says he doesn't want pity, that he wants normal days, not goodbye stares. But Steffy sees through him. She knows he's scared. She's scared too. She will, however, resist the urge to remain silent. So, she makes a choice. She heads to Brooks, where Hope, still trying to process Carter's offer and her own shifting feelings, greets her with confusion. They've never had the kind of relationship where a surprise visit feels safe. But Steffy's face says everything. Hope's voice quivers as she asks what's wrong. And when Steffy finally says, in a broken voice, it's about Liam, Hope can feel the walls of her heart tremble. The truth crashes in like a tidal wave. Liam is dying. Her Liam. The man she loved, lost, and then let go of. The father of her daughter. The man who urged her to forgive, to move on, to find happiness in someone else. Preparation, not just advice, was what was provided. Her mind races as her knees become weaker. The world changes. Suddenly, everything makes sense. His words, his behavior, his urgency. He was saying goodbye without saying it. Steffy stays with Hope as she succumbs to her grief, not as a rival but rather as a fellow woman who loved the same man and now shares in the responsibility of assisting Hope through the upcoming events. Meanwhile, across town, Carter receives a very different proposition. Daphne, who has been quietly interested and ambitious in the background, boldly enters the spotlight. She tells Carter to forget about Hope and start over with someone new, someone who is present, ready, and here. Despite her calculated timing, her words are surprising candid. She admits that she did not intend to fall in love with him, but she has. Carter is briefly tempted by her presence, her scent, and her flirtatiousness. However, he does not move. His heart will remain Hope's until Hope tells him otherwise. He has made a promise. Yet Daphne's confession plants a seed, one that could grow in the shadow of Hope's impending emotional upheaval. Because Carter may discover that the future he promised her is no longer within reach, not because she does not want it, but because she is unable to emotionally navigate toward it while mourning a man who never gave her the chance to say goodbye. Hope must now deal with an unbearable grief, and Carter may discover that the future he promised her is no longer within reach. The Forrester fashion show and the demands of family chaos keep Finn's reunion with Luna at a standstill, and Luna, still persuaded that Finn should accept the truth about their biological connection, presses him once more, insisting, "You wouldn't turn your back on your own kid." Her words mirror those Hope is likely to direct at Liam once she confronts him, further highlighting the generational echoes of secrecy, fear, and redemption that plague the characters of The Bold and the Beautiful. In the meantime, Finn continues to administer Liam's medication in an effort to extend his life. However, even he is aware that time is running out, and it is only a matter of time before the secret becomes widely known. In a single week, the lives of every major character begin to spin on an axis of truth and consequence. For Hope, the ground has shifted permanently. She now sees Liam's advice in a devastating light. He was letting her go for survival rather than closure. Additionally, Carter's future becomes uncertain. Will he stand by Hope as she processes the truth, or will he retreat into the arms of a woman who's ready to offer him a clean slate, no complications attached? And Steffy, does she now have to carry the responsibility of being the voice of reason, the emotional bridge between the past and the future, and the keeper of Liam's final wishes? While Kelly confronts her own lingering feelings for the man she once considered to be the love of her life, will she be the one to assist Kelly in navigating life without her father? The show reminds us that The Bold and the Beautiful thrives not only on fashion shows and love triangles but also on the raw, unflinching humanity of people facing impossible truths through the echoes of Steffy's plea and the silence that follows Hope's heartbreak. In addition, as this chapter progresses, it looks like it will deliver not only unexpected turns and heartbreaking scenes, but also the kind of storytelling that leaves an indelible impression on the mind, complicated, tragic, and achingly real. Would you prefer a version of this that is divided into several paragraphs to make it easier to read or to concentrate more on one of the character arcs? A deep dive into love, secrets, and second chances. Steffy's emotional plea to Liam and Carter's promise to Hope. The latest Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal a dramatic and emotionally charged series of events as Steffy Forrester pleads with Liam Spencer to reveal his devastating secret, while Carter Walton makes a heartfelt promise to Hope Logan in an effort to rekindle their fractured relationship. The themes of love, sacrifice, honesty, and life's fragility are highlighted in these intertwined narratives, which produce compelling drama that will undoubtedly shape subsequent episodes. 1. Is there a second chance at love in Carter's constant search for hope? Carter Walton has been tirelessly advocating for a rekindled relationship with Hope at Brooke Logan's house, highlighting their deep connection and his unwavering devotion to her. He persists because he truly regrets his actions and wants to right those wrongs. Hope's choice as a result of Liam's influence. Interestingly, Liam himself played a role in nudging Hope toward reconsidering Carter. Hope was encouraged by Liam to let go of her anger and pay attention to Carter's side of the story during their recent conversation at Steffy's Cliff house. His words carried weight, not just because of their shared history, but because Liam's own life is hanging in the balance due to his inoperable brain mass. His advice, "Life is too precious to waste on anger, and forgiveness helps heal the soul," resonates deeply with Hope, making her more receptive to Carter's pleas. The promise of Carter, a new beginning? Carter's latest appeal to Hope is layered with emotion. He isn't just asking for forgiveness, he's promising to prove himself worthy of her trust again. His vow to do whatever it takes suggests that he's willing to go above and beyond to rebuild their relationship. This could mean greater transparency, unwavering loyalty, or even stepping back if Hope needs space. However, Hope's hesitation is understandable. While she may be softening toward Carter, she isn't ready to jump back into a full-fledged relationship. She might be willing to take it slow and test the waters before making a full commitment. This cautious approach keeps the door open for future drama, especially if external factors, such as Liam's secret, come into play. 2. Steffy's heart-wrenching plea to Liam, the weight of a secret. Meanwhile, at the Cliff house, Steffy confronts Liam with an emotional appeal. She wants him to tell Hope the truth about his terminal condition. Steffy, who has a tangled relationship with Liam of her own, takes on the role of a concerned friend and encourages him to do the right thing for Hope and their daughter Beth in this high-stakes moment. Why Steffy thinks Hope is deserving of the truth. Steffy presents a multifaceted argument. Hope's affection for Liam. Despite their divorce, Hope continues to have a profound love for Liam. Keeping her in the dark denies her the chance to support him during what may be his final days. Beth's future. As co-parents, Liam and Hope share responsibility for Beth. Hope must prepare for the emotional and practical consequences if Liam's condition worsens. Moral responsibility. Steffy, despite her past rivalries with Hope, recognizes that honesty is crucial in such a dire situation. Liam's resistance, fear and denial. Liam's refusal to disclose his prognosis stems from fear, not just of death, but of burdening those he loves. Admitting "I'm dying" makes his condition real, something he may not be emotionally prepared to face. His reluctance raises the question, will Steffy take matters into her own hands? There are two alternatives. If Liam is unable to say the words, he may delegate the difficult task to Steffy. Liam asks Steffy to tell Hope. Steffy acts on her own. Frustrated by Liam's silence, she might decide to reveal the truth herself, leading to potential conflict. 3. Steffy and Hope's unlikely alliance. The impending emotional collision. Spoilers indicate that Steffy will soon visit Brooke's house to deliver the heartbreaking news about Liam's condition to Hope. This moment is pivotal for several reasons. A shift in Steffy and Hope's dynamic. Steffy and Hope have always been rivals, especially when it comes to Liam. However, Liam's illness forces them into an uneasy alliance. Their shared concern for him may result in a brief truce, if not genuine respect between them. Hope's reaction: grief, anger, or guilt. How will Hope deal with the news? Among the possible responses are devastation. She might collapse when she realizes how much time she spent yelling at Liam. Hope might be annoyed with Steffy if she breaks the news to Liam without his permission. Re-evaluating priorities. Faced with mortality, Hope may reassess her own choices, including her relationship with Carter. 4. Future implications, love triangles and life-or-death drama. These developments pave the way for significant alterations. Hope's dilemma, Carter versus Liam. Will Hope feel compelled to support Liam even if it means separating from Carter if she learns that he is dying? Conversely, could Liam's condition push her closer to Carter for emotional support? Steffy's function, facilitator or instigator. Steffy's involvement could either mend bridges or create new conflicts, depending on how she handles the situation. Whether Liam's fate was tragic or miraculous, Miracles in medicine at the last minute are a staple of soap operas. Will Liam's diagnosis be changed, or is this really his last chance?